troubling twist about the beach beneath the hotel that I am reviewing today. Widely considered one of the finest in the world, yet slowly slipping away. This iconic stretch of sand is slowly disappearing, shrinking day by day. Ironically named 7 Mile Beach, today it barely stretches beyond 5.5 miles. The sand is extremely pillowy and the water is at the most perfect temperature. And I know this because you know the initial freeze that you get when you're about to enter the ocean? Yeah, that does not exist here. And just a few doors down, there is another world-famous hotel that has already lost half of its beachfront, along with millions of dollars in property value. Curious about which hotel that is and the story behind it? Well, stick around till the end of the video because I will be sharing that factoid. And along the way, I will share everything that you need to know about this hotel that could turn a decent trip into an epic trip in the event you find yourself in this hotel's vicinity. Oh, and just to be clear, this video is not sponsored. All the money spent was our own, and therefore, all the opinions that we share will also be our own. No one paid us nada to say anything nice or otherwise. Now, today's video, as you've probably guessed from the title, is all about the Westin on 7 Mile Beach. Built in the 1990s and given a $50 million facelift in 2018 and then another small tiny one in 2021, the Westin Grand Cayman reminds me a bit of Brad Pitt. Let me explain. Seasoned, yet timeless, charming for sure, and hiding the years surprisingly well thanks to flattering lighting, an expensive facelift, and meticulous landscaping. Wow, I never thought I'd be comparing a hotel's maintenance to an actor's grooming habits, but somehow, here we are. Anyhow, with 343 rooms, the hotel can have close to 2,000 guests at one time, and you will definitely be running into other people and more than a few energetic kids by the pool or beach. And in a few minutes, you'll also learn how the Westin Shore is the entry point to a local treasure, an experience my brain will never forget. But more to come on that in the amenities and activities section, so keep watching. All right, how do you get to the Westin? So, getting to the Westin Grand Cayman from Owen Roberts International Airport is pretty simple and will take you less than 15 minutes to get from the airport to the hotel. Back to the Cayman Islands, Grand Cayman, here we come. Oh, I remember. Owen Roberts International Airport.
It took time for me to know.
A taxi will run you about less than $30 with possible small talk included, while a shared shuttle, which could be pre-booked via Majestic Tours, can land you somewhere upwards of $100 or so. But I'm here to tell you how to optimize your experience, so this is what we did. Behind me is the airport, up above is some rain dropping on me, and I am walking over to the parking lot across the street to Firefly. We went with renting a car at Firefly, which partners with Hertz, and it was $180 for 5 nights. I swear, I felt like I hit the lottery or something. The rent-a-car company was conveniently across the street, which was a quick 5-minute walk across from the arrivals terminal. It is hands down the best way to see the island at your own pace. Since we arrived at noon and the hotel told us that our room would be ready around 3, we took advantage and swung by Rackham's for lunch. So the hotel won't have a room ready until 3 or so. So the very first thing we should do, naturally speaking, for old time's sake, is come to a restaurant that I spent a lot of time at. And I remember the drinks to be phenomenal and the food was great. It's called Rackam's. Hang on. Right there. While Iman over there is chasing a family of chickens. Where are you going? Why are you chasing them away? And yes, it's oceanside. Maybe I'll get a chance to take a dip. I would recommend to do the same. And then we introduced our son to the impressively oversized and permanently hungry tarpons, while I had a very well-deserved ice-cold K-Brew. We are now at Rackham's, and we haven't even checked into the hotel yet. They're probably not going to be ready until 3 or so anyway, so we thought we use our time wisely. So we came to Rackham's. Gonna have a couple of these, have some food, and I wanted to show you the view real quick because, as I said, I've been here before. It was 11 years ago. The place is the same, but it's just slightly bigger. But I love the view here. Once you get to the Westin, don't stress about parking. It's easy peasy. It was kind of busy when we stayed there, and there were still plenty of spots left available. There is no valet parking, and neither was there an extra fee to park because I believe that they rolled that fee into the $75 resort fee, but more on that in a little bit. Let's talk room types at the Westin, because your view can range from oceanfront bliss to, hey, That's my rental car parked over there. And your room options are Island View, where there's no ocean in sight, and you may get that occasional lizard cameo. Then you've got Partial Ocean View, the name says it all. You've got Oceanfront and an Oceanfront Deluxe, and then some suites. Now, our room was the Island View. I would call this one the garden view because we saw the garden first and then the parking lot where our car was parked, with a door opening directly into the lot. If I had a sneaky teenager, I'd be very concerned because they could easily vanish into the night, hit a party or two, grab a burger, and be back in bed before sunrise. Still, it was spacious, spotless, and an above average experience overall. Restaurant and bars. Okay, as usual, I'm keeping it very real with you. I cannot exactly review these restaurants because I did not eat at them all. What I can share is what I've read online. We spent like every night roaming the island and stumbling back to the hotel way too late, and then just having drinks at the bar. And if I'm giving you the impression that we were being cheap, you are absolutely correct. Because if goat curry and lobster curry is half the price off the resort, that's just called smart economics, man. Now let's talk food and drinks at the Westin. So there's Beach House, their crown jewel. AAA 4-diamond dining right on 7 Mile Beach. It's known for fresh local seafood, Cayman sea salt, and their showstopper, Bananas Foster, flambéed tableside. Then you've got Ferdinand's, comfort with a Caribbean soul. Famous for hearty breakfast buffets, conch chowder, and I've heard a Friday night barbecue with ribs and some fish tacos. There's also Tortuga's Beach Grill, which is poolside. It's laid back. You'll pass it 100 times if you're hanging by the pool. They've got burgers, tacos, poke bowls, and live music. And of course, the Sunset Happy Hour is said to be a must. Then there's Woto, which is a quick but elevated Japanese cuisine style restaurant inside the hotel. Sushi, ceviche, and poke is what you will find there. You've also got the Cayman Coffee Exchange, which is the grab and go coffee mini mart sort of thing. They've got pastries, wraps, salads, ideal for early risers and hungover wanderers. Yes, you can be both, like me. And just a heads up, that wait time can get long in the morning. You've also got Cat Boat Bar, which is the flagship bar inside the hotel that served up some pretty good cocktails. And then you've got the Swim Up Bar, which is right outside by the pool. And if memory serves me right, I was only having really cold beers over there. And of course, we have room service, which we didn't try, but I've heard good things. And it's local first, chef driven, with plenty of Caribbean flavors to pick from. Okay, amenities and activities. So I have this very annoying habit which could be to your benefit. I am one of those people that learns more about a hotel after staying there rather than before, which is great for you because you won't repeat my mistakes, and I can give you the playbook that I wish I had used, starting with how to get your money's worth from that $75 resort fee. So let's start with my favorite thing, the beach. 7 Mile Beach, wide, soft, white sand with no seaweed. I didn't even see any rocks. Calm, crystal clear water. I cannot speak enough about this place. Easily one of the best stretches I have walked. A close second, the pool. Now, this is the largest freshwater pool on Grand Cayman. It's got a lively swim-up bar, 2 hot tubs, lawn games, and a double-decker cabana. Yes, I've never seen one of those before, but those are available for rent. The hotel also has wellness and fitness options, starting with hibiscus spa access, where you can use the steam room and sauna, Westin workout gym, available and open 24 hours, and a rotating schedule of yoga, aqua fitness, meditation, and F45 sessions. For family fun, the hotel offers scavenger hunts, trivia, s'mores nights, beach and pool games that are available to keep the small humans entertained. Beach gear can also be rented. Your options are complimentary snorkel sets, paddle boards, ocean aqua loungers, and underwater cameras if those are available. And then for evening vibes, we encountered these a couple of times. You've got live music several nights a week, and locals love to join into that as well. sunset views are worth pausing for as the trumpet goes off or as the guitars go off. It's amazing. And as you're listening to music with a drink in your hand, you've got to walk that 7 Mile beach and experience the sunset that way. That's all I can say. In that $75 daily resort fee, here's what you're paying for. High-speed Wi-Fi, up to 3 devices. Self-parking, I told you that was rolled into the fee. In-room mini fridge and bottled water, beach chairs, umbrellas, and towel service. Hibiscus's spa, steam room, and sauna. Access to all fitness and wellness classes and their gym. Then you also get the snorkel gear, paddleboard clinics, and ocean aqua loungers, as mentioned earlier. Daily games, trivia, and live entertainment. I'm also reading, and we didn't know this earlier, that kids under 6 eat free from the Ferdinand's children menu. And then beach and pool ambassador service, I have no idea what that is, but sounds cool. The concierge desk can do a lot for you as well. So book your dives and snorkel tours with the Red Sail Sports, and the concierge have a direct connection with them. They launch right off the Westin's beach. One of Cayman's true local treasures, as I hinted at the beginning of this video, is the Kittiwake Shipwreck. Easily one of my most memorable dives ever. And the best part, my entire commute was 8 minutes straight from the hotel bed to the dive boat. And check out that ginormous barracuda I encountered in front of this massive shipwreck. The concierge can also arrange snorkel trips or non-snorkel trips to places like Stingray City, Starfish Point, Bioluminescent Bay, and some other places. And just for you, I have created a whole video about top things to do at Grand Cayman right over there. So give that a click. The concierge also has hookups where they can secure golf tee times at North Sound Golf Club, which is less than 2 miles away. They can schedule spa appointments for you or even private boat charters. They can also handle restaurant bookings from fine dining to local gyms inside and outside the resort, suggest island itineraries for day trips and hidden spot explorations. There are a bunch more you can pick from. There's a lot to do in Grand Cayman. And then help coordinate special sessions such as anniversaries, birthdays, beach proposals, without you having to lift a finger, well, unless you're dipping into your wallet to get out that credit card. Things to do nearby, outside of the stuff that I just mentioned. So, the general hotel area is super walkable and super safe. You can rent a scooter or a public bike in the plaza across the street from the hotel. You're tucked far enough away from the more crowded bar and restaurant clusters to keep things peaceful, but then close enough to venture out whenever the mood strikes. Yes, there's a sushi restaurant on site. However, we wanted to walk, so we went across the street to the plaza and went to the sushi restaurant over there. And then there's also a liquor store in that vicinity somewhere. And then we drove everywhere else. Those nearby places are Pepper's Bar and Grill. You've got to go there, try their lobster curry and goat curry. It's probably one of my most favorite restaurants on the island. Right next to the Westin is the Ritz-Carlton. I would suggest you go by, do a nice little stroll. The lobby's absolutely stunning. Their pool area is great. And they've got a couple of cool bars with some really cool cocktails. And then I did a short drive to Hotel Indigo at Pom Pom, which is their bar and the only rooftop bar in all of Grand Cayman. And that was a very beautiful sight. Now about the service. Let's just say it was solid. There were glimmers, some pool staff who clearly cared whether your drink had melted or not, and a few bar staff who could charm even the crankiest sunburnt tourist. But most of the service falls in the competent but not legendary category. And this is coming from somebody who's actually worked in a 5-star hotel. I won't say which one, but I have. In addition to my work experience at a renowned hotel, I will also say that I have been spoiled rotten in Southeast Asia, where above and beyond is basically the baseline. So yes, I admit my scale is tilted. Even adjusting for that though, I'd say the Westin still sits above average. Reliable, friendly, but not life-changing. And if you're standing on 7 Mile Beach with the Ritz-Carlton right next door, the difference in polish is obvious. The Ritz is champagne, the Westin is Prosecco. Both will get the job done, but you'll notice which one will bubble longer. Of course, you end up paying more for one of the above. And then there's the bill. Rates run from USD $400 to $700 a night and could hit $1,000 in peak weeks. If you book a little bit in advance, you may be able to score something at $350 USD. Add the $75 resort fee and 11% in service charges, that $500 room can easily turn into $650 up to $800. Likes and dislikes, here we go. Okay, the beach, absolutely stunning. I told you, I can't say enough about it. That purple hue up in the sky, next level. Clear water, spotless sand, and then having Red Sail Sports running scuba trips right off the beachfront was epic. The pool and the hot tub hit the mark. Bar service was fast, generally speaking. Poolside activities kept things lively. My kid absolutely loved it. And then I also loved that the hotel became a hub for the local and expat community with live music on select nights. Parking was hassle-free. Sunsets, again, were insane. And the lobby to ocean view was a knockout. Okay, dislikes, honestly speaking. The line at the Cayman Coffee Exchange, which is the resort's cafe, yeah, that was a bit of a drag and took too long to get my coffee. I don't want to be standing in line for so long first thing in the morning. Okay, moving on. The facade of the hotel and the lighting does need another refresh. The service was a mixed bag. Half the team was sunshine, and the other half, well, it seemed like they had lost a bet to be there. And then something that stuck with me, and I'm usually not a complainer, but at Catboat Bar, which is the bar inside the lobby, they made me a drink on the first night and could never make it for me again because they ran out of the necessary ingredients. So that was the first and last time I had that beverage, and then I didn't have it again for the rest of my trip. Though, great drink, I just wish they had more ingredients. And if you're wondering how many stars out of 5 I would give this place, it's definitely not 4 stars. I would say 3.5 and 3.75 stars, if there's such a thing. All right, here's how I would like to conclude. The Westin Grand Cayman is more than just room rates and resort fees. It's a backdrop to the kind of moments that truly matter. Yes, the pool is huge, the sunsets are absolutely absurd, and the sand is as soft as a memory itself. My son Iman, who's almost 6 years old now, brings this trip up almost like it was yesterday. And this is a kid who remembers a vacation longer than he remembers where he put his shoes. And that's saying something. And for the world-renowned hotel that has almost lost half its beachfront, well, that hotel's name is Marriott Resort, which is only a few doors down from the Westin and the Ritz-Carlton. Half of its sand has been swallowed up by erosion in recent years, dragging its property value down by about $40 million, according to the Cayman Compass. I hate to say this out loud, but paradise, it turns out, could have an expiration date. And like I say every time, you could be anywhere else, but you're here. And I thank you, and I appreciate your presence. It's getting late now, so I'll see you soon. Good night.